Our objective is awakening. That is, awakening from our usual way of looking at things, and one might say it consists in grasping that which is backstage of the universe. Can you imagine that everything is happening there in the existential world, and somehow you're able to see, to grasp backstage of the universe? So I don't know what's happened to you sometimes. All of a sudden you have a flash of a sense of meaningfulness which manifests in the existential world. But somehow you grasp that meaningfulness in itself. It's a sense of awakening. So my father, Pir Vilayat Inayat Khan, describes this awakening. He says, there's a time for the sea when the wind blows and brings good tidings, as if it awakes from sleep. Then the waves rise. All this shows struggle. It shows that something has touched it and makes it uneasy, restless. It makes it want to liberate itself and seek release. There's something in the whole creation which is like an alarm clock set for a certain time so that one may awaken. That clock sounds through all the activity of evolution, and when a certain point of evolution is touched, man is awakened by the alarm. So one can go through one's life just having no idea of what it's all about or what's happening and what the reason for it is, and so on and so forth, and one realizes one can't figure it out with one's mind. And then there might come a time when all of a sudden you awaken. Sometimes it happens after disappointment, and when this happens, it is like throwing a searchlight upon dark corners which one did not even see before. It is like lifting a veil. Everything is the opposite of what one thought. Then a person does not see every condition as it appears to be, but sees behind every condition its deeper meaning. So could you do that? It has to be very sudden. All of a sudden, everything's to be the opposite to what you thought. Just imagine that one had assumed that things were the way they were, and all of a sudden one realizes that they're not at all what one assumed. One assumed, for example, that in those conditions in which one lives, one could never attain illumination, and perhaps it is just because of the challenge of that situation that one can attain illumination. It's always the opposite of what one thought. So this is awakening beyond life. But then it has an immediate effect upon awakening in life. And so I'm thinking of these wonderful words of my father. True exaltation of the spirit resides in the fact that it has come to earth and has realized there his spiritual being. The soul manifests in the world in order that it may experience the different phases of manifestation, yet not lose its way, but regain its original freedom in addition to the experience and knowledge it has gained in the world. So that is awakening in life rather than awakening beyond life. And that is the objective of the Sufis. It's not samadhi or samsara samadhi, awakening beyond life, backstage of the world, but seeing how it works in the world. And what could give an example, for example, imagine that you have been visiting a beautiful building and you're very impressed by it, and now you visit the architect, and the architect accompanies you and tells you what was in his mind, and now you understand the building much better. So that is awakening in life. Somehow not lose one's way, not slip right back into one's personal consciousness again, but try to maintain the bridge between samadhi, that is, grasping meaningfulness, and then seeing how it affects things at the existential level.